Hey guys, this is Robert from the Madison County Public Library. I just wanted to say thank you for all the cool projects that we've done this summer. This week we're doing popsicle stick bridges, but before we get into it, I just do want to say that this isn't going to be a typical build video like we've done in the past. It's going to be, I'm going to show you how to kind of glue it together, and I'm going to show you some examples that I've done to see what you guys can build. And then I'm going to also, as a special treat for the end of the summer, I went out and took a few pictures of other bridges around Berea and kind of show you exactly what they do and kind of how they're built differently than each other and what their kind of purpose is. So let's get into it. So in your kit you should have a grand total of 50 popsicle sticks, 2 little cotton swabs, and a little container full of glue. So what you want to do is open up this container, and you want to do these in small batches where you essentially dab some glue onto the cotton swab and then brush it onto the top and then put it together. Ooh, I may have not done it on camera. But essentially just hold it together for a second. And the hard part about these is you're going to want to do this in, like I said a second ago, batches, where you're going to do 2 pieces, 2 or 3 pieces that don't need to connect together. So like do that, and then you can move on to a second piece. This is so you have allowed time for this to dry, because these do take a little bit to dry. But you want to just keep going essentially, and where you can just put parts together while they are drying. This just maximizes the time. So you can build a small truss like that. And just kind of sit them off to the side as they sit and dry. So, and you can do that and continue to build different parts of your bridge out of these popsicle sticks until you've got a completed bridge set. By completed bridge set, I mean I have completed other little parts of the bridge just to make sure that I had enough time on this video that you're not going to sit here for an hour, hour and a half. So I've already went ahead and glued some other essentially floor panels and trusses and different building schemes all around. So for example, like this one right here, the one I did a couple seconds ago, that is already falling apart because I did not let it dry correctly. But essentially, so something like this I have already glued together with the PVA glue, something already. So I have that, and then I have these different models of floorings. So I have that. I have this. I have a single one. I have a bunch of different ones like that. I also have this one right here, so it gives me a little funky piece of a bridge. Also have different style of trusses, or these could be just underbellies of the bridge. There's different floor models of those. But then I have also definitely different styles of ways to put your flooring together. So, but to explain why you need these is because you need a center bar to hold all the planks together, and then you need these side railings or trusses to be able to hold and support the weight. So you can take the side right here and put it right there, and right there. And if you've done it properly, if you've lined everything up, you should be able to have a small bridge. Or, this one's going to be really close. I'll zoom out here in just a second. Or have a footbridge. This one may need some crossbar support to help hold it up. But essentially, you could have a footbridge that would go over a creek. Or have a bridge that needs to go around an object or get to a different spot on the creek. But also, if you leave some truss sticking out, you can also make different parts of the bridge that kind of connect like that. So just like that. And then you can have an entire bridge just to hold, and you can put it right wherever you want, and then drive toy cars, walk toy people, do a bunch of different things. But the also cool thing about these popsicle stick bridges is you can make them any way you want. So if you want an entire bridge that does a whole S shape, you can do that. And here's the example of how I did mine. Mine took a little bit more support, but it got there. So there is that. So I want to make this part a little brief, but the first photo right here that we have is of the little green bridge connecting the two parks in Berea. I'm not exactly sure the name of it. Comment down below for if you know the name of this bridge. But it's a simple walking bridge, footbridge. And in the second photo, you can kind of see the truss of it going from the going from the side. I couldn't get a photo from underneath, unfortunately. Just a little too overgrown and wet to get underneath. But it is a little simple footbridge meant to just get from one little piece of land to the next. The next photo is going to be the iron bridge that is in Brushy Fork. This is also in Berea. It has a different truss system where it has these X's and triangles all over it just to hold it up. And it's built this high because during the spring, when there's a lot of rain, Brushy Fork has definitely flooded up really high, and it's got to make sure that it wants to keep the water below it so people can still cross even with high water that it has. You can even see some of the watermarks on where they connect the bridge to the ground, which is that big block that's right underneath. And then lastly, we have the interstate bridge. I couldn't get a really good photo of it without a couple of cars underneath it, but going underneath, you can kind of see the pillars that support it and some of the extra support that it may need to have to hold so many cars that travel across the interstate every single day, especially that bridge with 75 connecting all the way from, I believe it's Michigan, all the way down to Florida, or not Florida, Louisiana. It's one of those states down there. But 75 stretches long and far going down those ways. So if you could, just take a second, next time you're out and seeing these bridges, just take a look and see what you can find. And see what kind of shapes and what kind of different parts you can identify. So that is all from me. So have fun. Remember, down in the comments, show me a picture of your bridge. I want to see them. I want to see what they can carry over from one side of the